Hi, I'm John Waterhouse, and this is Weekday Wisdom. And my question for you today is there any good news in the middle of a pandemic and civil unrest and all the other stuff that's going on in the world? It's hard to watch the news. It's hard to know what's going on in the world without being impacted by it. So something that I've done on Sunday mornings that I want to do with you today is share some stories, some things that are going on in the world that I think are wonderful. And I'm going to do this with pictures. So bear with me here as I, for the very first time, try to do some screen sharing in some of this. But here we go. My first story is about plastic. Scientists have created an enzyme that can break down used plastic bottles for recycling in a matter of hours. Engineered from bacteria found in leaf compost, the enzymes reduce polyethylene-based plastic into its chemical building blocks, which are then used to make high-quality new bottles. Existing recycling technologies usually produce plastic suitable only for clothing or carpets. The company is Caribos. It's a French startup that has created this breakthrough. And aims to be recycling at an industrial scale within 5 years. Isn't that great for our oceans and for our lives? The next one I want to share, and again, this is just taking a little bit of extra effort on my part to do it right, has to do with electric cars. And I want to talk about the Norwegians, who are way ahead of the rest of Europe and America in switching from combustion vehicles to electric vehicles. They have the highest per capita EV, which is electric vehicles, ownership in the world. For every 1,000 Norwegians, there are now 55 electric vehicles on the road. The Netherlands, which has more than a quarter of Europe's charging stations, trails in second place with 8.4. The US is at 4.2, followed by United Kingdom at 3.2, France at 3.1, and Germany and their incredible engineering at 2.4. Attractive tax breaks are being offered to electric vehicle owners, and incentives such as exemption from road tolls in Norway. Over its lifetime, an electric car owner can save a lot of money and have far less repairs than those who drive conventional vehicles. Electric cars are expected to take between 55 and 60% of the market shares in Norway within the next 5 years, and they will expect also for fuel fossil-based cars and light commercial vehicles to not be sold in that country after 2025. Now, you may not find that interesting, but I love it because I just think the idea of electric cars is going to change the world. All right. The next one I want to share with you is a personal story. It's about a man named Carlos Pagan and his wife Denise. They had a sign posted on their front door to let visitors know why they can't answer the door. Carlos was diagnosed with blood cancer in March and is currently undergoing chemotherapy. Here's the deal. Their Amazon driver read the note outside and left the package that he was delivering, but he showed up sometime later that day with flowers and a card. And in that card, he wrote a personal, heartfelt message of encouragement. It really touched me, said Antonio, especially after he had delivered our package, to come back with flowers and a wonderful card. Antonio returned the next week to check on Carlos. The two finally met through a window. He wasn't delivering any packages on that Sunday. He just wanted to make sure whoever was going through the cancer treatment was okay, said Denise. Carlos, with bright eyes, when he saw Antonio, said, "I want you to know you're going to be okay and you're going to be walking soon." Carlos thanked Antonio for his kindness and told him that he has done something awesome. Now, the next one is about a little boy. And I have to forewarn you, the picture that I'm going to put up for this one is a little hard to see, but it's important to the story. So brace yourself for this. The little boy's name is Bridger Walker, and Bridger Walker lives in Wyoming. Sometime back, he stepped in front of his little sister as a charging dog approached. taking several bites to his face and head, which resulted in 90 stitches. So this is a picture of Bridger and his little sister. I know that's hard to see, but stay with me. Asked by his family why he jumped between his sister and the dog, the little boy said, "If someone had to die, I thought it should be me." After the news of his bravery reached the media, a number of Hollywood heroes reached out to acknowledge Bridger's heroism. So far, Anne Hathaway, who played Catwoman, Chris Evans, who played Captain America, Robert Downey Jr., who was Iron Man, Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, Chris Hemsworth, Thor, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, Zachary Levi, who played Shazam, and a number of other celebrities have contacted Bridger. An interesting one that was included was a message from Anne Hathaway, who said, "Bridger, I'm not an Avenger, but I know a superhero when I see one. I can only hope that I am half as brave in my life as you are in yours. Wishing you an easeful recovery." Bridger's family put out a statement to explain what they were feeling through this experience. After Bridger's actions, our family has settled on a simple request. May we each actively strive to bear one another's burdens, stand up and protect those who are weak, oppressed, and those whom the world might forsake. Mourn with those that mourn, comfort those that need comfort, and love one another. May we follow Bridger's example by approaching the world as a child and bringing greater peace to our own homes, communities, states, and countries. Thank you, Bridger. And this last one has to do with a statesman who passed this last week. His name, John Lewis. And this is his picture. John Lewis was an American politician and a civil rights leader. He served in the U.S. House of Representatives, representing the Georgia's 5th Congressional District from 1987 until his death last week. He was a protege of Dr. Martin Luther King. I, John Waterhouse, had the privilege of spending time with Congressman Lewis several years ago while I was working on a project in Atlanta. He is truly an American hero. I have an excerpt from his memoirs that I think will explain why I'm so impressed with this man and how he aligns with our teaching. He writes, "Our actions entrench the power of the light on the planet. Every positive thought we pass between us makes room for more light. And if we do more than think, then our actions clear the path for even more light. That is why forgiveness and compassion must become more important principles in our society." Thank you, John Lewis. And to all of my friends out there who share these little lessons, I hope this has touched your heart, made your day a little brighter, and I'm knowing for you a fantastic day. Until we do this again, be well, stay safe, and know that you are love.